All right. Welcome to another episode of the DILF Cast. We're doing a two-man today. Pause. And
play.
I got my man here, Mr. the Project Prince himself, as usual.
I'll wait.
No, we're not going through all that. This is not Jesus and Mero. We're not going to do this every time.
I'm the moniker of the Air Force Ones.
Yeah, you could declare yourself. That's fine. It's perfectly
Trailblazer
fine.
of Marcy Projects.
Yeah. I'll wait, actually.
What's it? Of the pissy.
You don't even know it. See, that's the sad
leave
part.
Leave it to you, man.
No. That's not my job.
It is
It's not what I was hired for.
That's exactly what you was hired for.
No, absolutely not.
I'm now the moniker of the Crocs.
I still don't understand. I don't see the hype in Crocs. I think they're ugly. And I don't understand why people wear them.
You got no style.
Because I don't wear. You don't even wear them shits outside.
I will if I want to.
I've never seen you wear them shits to work. Then I'll be impressed.
Okay.
Not to go to the store or not to like go do laundry or anything. Wear it to fucking work.
Yeah, I will feel weird wearing Crocs at work.
Yeah,
because I'm not a nurse. It's like.
Not even. How do you know all nurses wear Crocs?
Have you been in a hospital?
Not lately.
Check out the foots.
I would not like to visit one anytime soon either.
I can help you.
Whether that be me being a patient or to visit someone there, I don't want to. It's not somewhere I want to be.
You're going to be in the hospital at some point this year.
Don't say that. What the fuck? Why would you say that?
Why not?
You're a terrible person, yo. What the fuck?
I'm going to put you in a hospital, Henry.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Well, you may just go from all that butt stuff you do.
Well, I won't end up in the hospital if I'm careful. That's, safety first, then teamwork.
What?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, I actually got two interesting news stories for you today. Okay.
What do you got?
And the second one is, yo, wait till you hear this shit. So, the first one I have is two suspects were wanted for a shooting at a police officer. I think this happened like last week or something. And it turns out that they were turned in by their mother.
Yeah, where was that at?
That's a good question. I don't even know where it was. But that made me think, as a father, if Aiden committed a crime, would I actually turn him in? And we're talking, this is a shooting. So this is not just like, oh, he stole some shit.
Who they shoot?
They shot at a cop. They didn't kill him, but they shot at him.
Yeah.
Which is obviously still an egregious crime.
Was the cop pursuing them?
Yeah, he was.
So they were protecting their freedom.
Because they shot him. They shot him first.
Were they being pursued?
Yes.
They were protecting their freedom.
But he wasn't pursuing them by foot. He was pursuing them by car. He tried to pull them over because they were driving erratically. And
supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. And he said that their headlights weren't on. It was nighttime and their headlights weren't on.
Cap. No one's driving around without their headlights on at night.
I don't know.
That just sounds like insane. Like the only places where you would probably drive around with your headlights off at night is like in your neighborhood, like on your street. You know what I'm saying? Or like on a local street.
Well,
no one's like driving around on like a major highway or
that's probably why he thought it was suspicious.
Or on a main street without. I mean, it's just that they call that shit out so often. It's like I don't believe it because you can't see.
Yeah.
So I'm driving around blind.
Erratically.
I'm a criminal. I'm not dumb.
Well, that's what he said. That's his story. He said he tried to pull them over and they got into a brief pursuit. Like they must have, when he put his lights on, they must have hit the gas And then after a while, they stopped and they got out the car and they started running into the woods.
And then they started shooting.
Well, they shot when they stopped. When they stopped the car and he kept, he was still pulling up. Mm-hmm. They, I think like 2-3 times they shot at him and then they ran.
I mean, I don't condone criminals, but if I was a criminal, I would probably shoot at the police at that point.
That's crazy.
I'm not condoning.
You're already getting something for running away from the police. Why shoot at them and make it worse?
Because if I kill them, now they'll never know who it was.
No, they'll know. They have dashboard cams. They have all kinds of shit nowadays. It's virtually almost impossible to get away with a crime.
Yeah, or they can pin it on someone who looks like me or something like that.
And you're okay with that?
Hey, I'm not telling them how to do their job.
Shit, damn. So if you say you did commit a crime,
mm-hmm.
and you didn't get caught, and you got home and you turned on the news and you saw that they arrested someone else for the crime,
I would be like, look at this police work. Amazing.
But you're perfectly fine with letting that innocent man go to jail, knowing that you did it.
That's not my fault.
That's crazy.
That's poor police work. Yes, I committed that crime. Fine.
Yeah, you did.
Like, if I go to jail, I deserve to go to jail.
Right.
But if you send somebody else to jail, that's poor work on your behalf. That has nothing to do with me.
I know, but I'm saying know.
Yeah, I know. Well, my moral compass has to point me to go to jail.
Yes.
Paris, that's wrong. You can't let that man go to jail. No, they can't let that man go to jail. They're sending him to jail.
They are.
I didn't say, that man did it. I didn't do it. I didn't point him out. I'm not giving a witness testimony. You, with all your smarts and brains, said, that's the guy who did it. And they're like, yo, are you sure? You're under oath. Did he do it? 100%. That man did it. I know you're lying. You know you're lying.
Right.
I'm just not going to jail.
Did you see the story about Sean Ellis?
I would have blood clot that.
He was this man. Damn, I forgot where the fuck this was. I forgot where it was, but this cop basically got shot in front of Walgreens.
Okay.
In his car.
Cops get shot in places all the time.
Okay, yeah, he got shot in front of Walgreens in his car.
Well,
they said that this man, Sean Ellis, did it. They said, you killed him, you shot him. But before they said that,
mm-hmm.
they had brought him in because I forgot why they brought him in. They brought him in for some reason. But it was unrelated to the cop killing because his two cousins had got killed like a week before the shooting.
Right.
And they had brought him in for that because they thought he did it because he lived with them. But he was like, why would I kill my own cousins? Like, I love my cousins. That's my family.
Right.
So they asked him about the cop murder. They was like, oh, were you?
This is so fucking dumb.
Right.
We know you killed your cousin. Why would I do that? I love him. Why would I kill my cousins? I don't know what you niggers get up to.
Yeah, basically.
Squabbling over the reefer, huh?
I feel like they were looking for something, but
I feel like cops are so distant from criminals, or they try to distance themselves mentally, mm-hmm. that they don't they seldom realize like we're all the same. Yeah. Like if you wouldn't do it for that reason, they probably wouldn't either.
Right. Right.
Like come on, find a motive.
No, they think we're different.
They're like, no. Those people are crazy. They do crazy things.
Yeah.
No.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's just so dumb.
Well, it turns out they asked him about the cop murder, and instead of him saying, no, I don't have anything to do with that, he said, yeah, I was at the Walgreens. That's all he said, though. He didn't say, like, I did it. He just said, I was there.
So maybe, all right, I think you should probably check back and see how the question was phrased. Because they could be like, yo, were you at this Walgreens on this day?
No, they didn't ask him that. I thought it was weird because and they mentioned it several times in the documentary. His lawyers are like, why? They were like, why did you say that in that moment? Because they didn't ask him, were you at the Walgreens? They didn't say that. They asked him, did he know anything about the murder? And he said, I was there.
Okay, but I mean, but fair enough. If I was, walking around shopping and a cop got killed outside while I was right there, and they're like, "Yo, did you know about this?" Well, yeah, I was there.
Yeah, so they took that,
but like more or less like in a non-incriminating way. Like,
right?
I was very surprised to see a cop get murdered.
Yes,
like,
no, but he didn't do that. So they took it and ran with it.
We got him.
Yeah, basically, that's basically what they did.
I hate cops so much, bro.
That's basically what they did. The crazy thing is, he went to jail for 22 years.
That's some bullshit. But see, that's my point, and that's my point exactly.
Yeah,
cops don't do a great job. You said, did like people barely get away with things? That people obviously do, because whoever killed that cop did for 20 plus years, at the very least.
They think the real murderer died back in 2005,
maybe
because someone said that they saw him in the car with a guy and a prostitute, and they got into a spat, and the guy killed him in his car. Because they were suspecting that Sean killed him from outside the car. But then the lawyers were like, there's no way he could have did that. Like at the angle that the shot.
Did they say that before or after he went to jail?
Before. They had so much evidence that proved he was innocent. And they they tried him 4 times.
That's so fucking
He had 2 mistrials because the jury was like, they were like, he had 2 hung juries.
That's crazy how they were hung though. Like,
yeah,
like,
and it wasn't like it was like it was like very distant odds. It was like 9-3 or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it was like half and half. So it was weird. And they wouldn't let it go. They kept trying him and kept trying him until it stuck.
That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I really don't. I hate the police. I hate the judicial system.
Yeah.
I hate the government.
Mm-hmm. We're aware.
It's fucking insane. It doesn't make sense. The idea that a hung jury leads you to mistrial and doesn't, if like you don't get the full 12 on your side.
Yeah.
Then you're still guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah. They can try you again like they
can
did.
Just keep on trying you.
Yeah.
But if y'all convict me, can we keep trying?
You can appeal.
I have to appeal.
Right.
I have to go through this long and winded process. But y'all can just continue to fucking send me on trial until y'all throwing spaghetti until it sticks.
Yeah. That's what they did.
Stupid, yo.
That's exactly what they did.
And
they got away with it, which was a crazy thing, yo.
Yeah.
And all he did was, you know why he was at the Walgreens? Buying Pampers.
Well, you ain't taking care of that kid.
And he had the receipt with the timestamp on it.
So you can't buy Pampers and kill a man?
Right. And he had 5 shots. All to his face.
Was he a marksman?
Well, they were suspecting because they said that he was sleeping in his car. That's what they say. And he had his window cracked.
He was sleeping in his car with his window cracked on the job.
Yes. And they said that he kind of slipped his hand in like this and then shot him 5 times in the face.
I would get up and walk out of the courtroom.
That's what they said happened.
I would literally get up. Like if I was on trial, I would get up slowly and casually walk out until they'd be like, yo, somebody go get that man.
Yeah.
Like, no, y'all are dumb. I'm not doing this. Like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like,
that's what they said
y'all
happened.
Crazy?
No, that's what they said happened.
No, that's insane. I'm really not feeling that one at all.
Yo, how you think he feels? Like he had to go to jail for 20 years. Yo, he came out and he was like, I don't know how to like live in a normal society because I've been in jail all my life. Like when he went to jail, he was like 19.
That's crazy. Yo, cops treat people's lives like the lab is due. Like they got a lab project due. Mm-hmm. Whatever works, just throw it in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I don't like that.
And when they tried him the fourth time is when he finally got off. But when they tried him, they were like, yeah, technically he's out, but we still don't believe he's innocent type shit. And I was like, that's crazy.
Innocent of what? What are y'all trying to get the stick?
They were trying to like apologize without apologizing because they didn't want to seem like they were wrong.
Like they were wrong.
Right.
Yo, if you don't want to seem like you're wrong later, don't do it now. Like,
right. So the reason he got out is because they had elected a new DA. And that DA looked at the case with a set of fresh eyes. But
it was like,
and
what?
they were, and she was she's a black woman. So she was like, when I become DA, I'm gonna take a fresh look at this case. And if he actually is innocent, then he doesn't need to be in jail. But they were like, the DA that was
the former DA,
right? He was like, he stepped down before she came into office, and then his assistant DA, they were like, oh, before she could get into office and claim him innocent, they let him out, and they were like, yeah, we're not gonna say he's innocent, but you know, it's whatever. Let's just say we can't move forward with the case, but we're not gonna say that he's innocent. And I was like, that's fucked up. Treacherous. Right. So she never got to.
I really need to know what state this was.
Oh, I forgot where the fuck this was.
We'll look at it later.
Yeah, I'm about to say my fault.
Let's get to the story, yo.
Yeah. Yeah. So, my second story.
Oh wait, that was the first story?
No, the first story was about the mom turning her kids in.
Nigga, we didn't even.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Get into it.
Well, after they fired and ran into the woods and did all that shit, a nearby Ring camera caught their faces.
Oh, they were done for.
Yeah, technology, man. So they put that shit all over the TV, everywhere.
Damn.
And their mom saw it on TV and saw their faces and was like, yeah, those are my sons. So she turned them in. This is only 24 hours after it happened. She turned them in. And she said, I don't play no games with them. If you want to do the crime, then you got to do the time.
Oh, brother. This guy stinks. Nah, I'm not letting my son go out like that. I'm going to have, I don't know. I have to put myself there for a second. Hold on.
I honestly think it depends on the crime.
I really got to put myself there. I'm sitting in a crib.
And you see his face on TV.
Just shot at the cops.
Yeah. What is going to be your first reaction?
But he's home. They didn't get him.
Right. I'm going to walk in there and be like, yo, this looks an awful lot like you, my nigga.
Yo, you know how you got to do the kids. You got to be like, yo, is that you? You got to let them lie first. Because you know
you want to catch them in the lie.
Because now I got to be mad at you for lying to me.
Yeah.
And you got to, I don't know, I got to build myself up to be mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just got to, get all that shit.
So the lying on top of him doing all this shit will make you upset.
I wouldn't because do your job. Like I'm gonna be on his ass. Like, yo, you're bugging the fuck out.
But does that mean you're not doing your job as a parent by letting him do shit like that?
I ain't let him do shit. Nigga went out. If you want to get influenced by these streets and do street shit, that's not what I'm putting down over here. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe
I'm not about to keep you on a short leash neither. If you want to start acting like an adult, how old is these kids?
They were young. They were like, I think one was 17 and one was like 19.
That's adult.
Well, yeah, they're still young and stupid.
In the court, that's adult.
Yeah.
They do little kids in jail.
Well, they might praise him. They're like, oh, you shot at 12?
I don't think it's like that. It's not a movie, Henry.
I'm just saying.
It's not a movie.
That's how I think people would respect me if I went to jail. Yes, that's exactly what I think.
Movies.
Movies have a large influence on my life. Okay,
they shouldn't.
They do.
This is propaganda.
It's based on some sort of.
It's propaganda.
Truth somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
somewhere.
Some things are true, but not all. But. So yeah, my son's 17. I see some shit like that. I'm not turning them in. Cops, y'all need to do your job. And if y'all do a bad job, that's on y'all.
But what if they do find him?
You got him.
You go open the door. The cops are at the door. Like, hey, we're looking for your son, and you're like, you just step aside, let them in.
Nah, you're not coming in my home.
Tell them to come to the door. Like, yo, trust me, you're gonna need some good shoes. Make sure you're wearing.
Put some clothes.
Where am I going? Where am I going, Dad?
Make them comfortable and loose. No belts, no shoelaces.
No belts, no shoelaces.
Get some sweatpants, some slippers that you don't give a fuck about. I'll see you in a while, kid.
Where am I going, Dad? Where am I going?
Stop shooting at cops.
What if he starts like crying and shit and he's like, don't let them take me, Dad?
Nah, nigga. He wasn't crying when he was letting off.
That's true.
Nah, you gotta go.
That's true.
Kid. But nah, I'm not turning them in. Cops, do your job. That's
fair enough.
That's how I feel about that. Fuck that.
Fair enough.
Only because, you know, like if I was to do that, now I'm putting him more at jeopardy. You know what I'm saying?
If something happens to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I gotta live with that because why you turn them in, bro? But you know,
what if he killed someone else's child, like someone that's around his age or younger?
Cops got to do their job.
Damn, son, you wouldn't feel bad that he took someone else's
on his
life.
Ass.
Are you?
On his ass.
He took someone else's life.
I'm fucking him up for sure.
Yeah, I would hope so.
He's gonna get my version of punishment for that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you send your kid to jail, like you don't know what these judges plan on doing.
Yeah,
like you can assess maybe
right
what kind of time they might get, but you know what I'm saying. Next thing you know, your kid is doing life with no parole.
You like, damn,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying? Now I gotta say, oh fuck, I really miss my son. I gotta pay for fucking lawyers to try to get him an appeal to get out of there or try to get some parole or good behavior or some shit.
And
you know
that he's in there for life.
Exactly. Like, nah. Or, you know, they fuck around, you know, and give him capital punishment. I mean, we don't live in them states, but, you know, that's scary as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm mad at my son because he killed the kid, but now I got to watch my kid get killed. Nah, cops, do your job. I'm going to take care of it how I take care of it on this side.
I was...
that's an L mom for me.
I was watching this show. Damn, what show was it? Where this guy, he's like a cop, and but you know, he works a lot and he does a lot of, he's not really home a lot, and his son was kind of like getting bullied, and he was like trying to help him. He was like taking him to like self-defense classes and stuff, like, but he wasn't really, he was like there but not really there. You know what I mean?
Sounds familiar.
Right. I'm trying to remember the show because I know the guy's face, but I can't remember the name of the show.
Well, what's the point though?
So the point was, it got to the point where he got bullied so much, he took one of his pops' nines and went to the school and killed both them niggas. And when the cops showed up, he showed up and he saw his son just sitting there like I really just killed two people, and he's like, what's gonna happen to me? And he's just like holding him like, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. He's like, what did I do, Dad? What did I do? Like, and then they put his son in the car, and now he's got to spend the rest of his life in jail because he shot his bullies and killed them. And his pops wasn't around.
Don't blame it on the pops.
I didn't say it was his fault, but you know, sometimes I feel like when kids reach out for help from their parents, it's like, and they're not around or they're not there to support them.
There's so many alternatives. So many.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many alternatives. There are mentors. Like, there are government funded programs where you can have somebody, you know, to call.
Yeah.
To help you. This is what taxpayer dollars get us. You know what
right.
I mean? They're like, you know, just because you didn't know the in between doesn't mean it isn't there. So,
well, as a parent,
kid,
are you noticing the signs before your son? You're like, yo, my son.
I can't say I would.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Know. Like, how do we?
But
as
I would
parents,
try. I would try.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier, actually. Like, you know, I forgot what I was reading about. I think it was something to do with this article that you were talking about. But I was like, you know, I realized I have a different opinion than a lot of people. Oh no, I was on Reddit and I was looking at some comments under that post, and they were just talking about how parents don't care about kids or whatever. Like, what was the worst thing your parents ever said about you or some shit like that? And I was like, I can't relate to none of y'all niggas.
Yeah.
Like, my parents love me and I love my parents. And, you know, despite any debacles we have ever been through, I never felt like they didn't love me. I never felt like I couldn't go to them and ask them for anything. Right.
Yeah. I feel like I had a pretty good relationship with my parents.
So I'm like, I think, you know, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't think my father would ever call the cops on me.
You think so?
Pretty sure.
I think my pops would dime me out.
He's a fucking loser.
I know.
I'm sorry. Pops is a fucking loser.
I think he would. Yeah. He seems like the type of dude to be like, you did the crime, so you got to do the time.
Fucking idiot. I feel
Fuck
like
you, Dad.
I feel like people like they watch movies and TV shows and all that shit, and it gives them this false sense of trust with police and judicial system. And it's like, don't do that. Don't do that ever.
Never trust them niggas
at all, ever. Bro. At all. You know.
Never trust them.
They don't have our best interests at heart.
They do
their
not.
Best interests at heart.
Yeah.
They have an interest. Everybody has an agenda. Right. Everyone has an agenda.
Yeah.
Police have an agenda. They have to get people arrested. You think these beat cops want to be beat cops? Some of them want to be detectives. They need to get arrests so they can, you know what I mean? So they can build a reputable portfolio.
And that's what I think it was. I think as far as for Sean Ellis, it's like, we can't have, this is a murdered police officer. We can't have this just being open. We need to pin it on somebody. Somebody has to take the rap for this shit.
Right. And it was like, yo, if we can't find nobody, like, and I think then it's that mentality, like when it comes to like the captains and shit like that, where it's like, yo, who do y'all have on this? Like, who y'all find on it? So like, find someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. The pressure
like,
to be like, to pin it on somebody. We need to solve this. This needs to be solved.
No, they don't want to solve it. They just want to close it.
Yeah.
Like solve is a different word. It means something else.
You're right.
It means to find the correct answer to something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that, they're just fucking, you know, throwing spaghetti on a wall.
Pretty much.
Said that twice.
Well, my next story is a little lighter. Not as dark as people murdering, but I thought this shit was pretty funny. So, this one happened in Canada. A Canadian DNA laboratory knowingly delivered prenatal paternity test results that routinely identified the wrong biological fathers.
What?
Yeah, we talking ruining niggas' lives, yo.
Let's not say ruining lives.
No, I'm ruining lives. Ruining lives.
That's fucking crazy.
Ruining lives.
But how's that mean? Like, what are we?
I'm going to continue. So the place is called ViaGuard Acumetrics.
It's
right?
like pulling. Is it like pulling people like this woman hasn't even slept with? Like,
no, not like
you
that.
Know what I'm saying? Or she.
No, they
like,
have to. They have to provide samples. So she has to provide sample of her blood, and she needs samples from whoever she's testing.
Right. So she had
their DNA.
She had an encounter with me last night, or I mean, at some point, and she's like, you know,
yeah,
he could be one,
right? And then she asked you to do a test, and you did the test, and it said that you were the father, even though you weren't.
And I'm the daddy to an all-white baby,
right? And now you're walking, and now you're spending the next 10 years of your life caring for this child, and then you finally get a notice telling you that you're not the father.
Nah.
Right. right. So the place is called ViaGuard Acumetrics. And what happened was the CBC, which is the Canada broadcast, I forgot what the other C is. It's like their news So what they did was they had one of their producers go into Viagard and act like they're looking for a paternity test. And they really had like a hidden camera on them. And they're talking to this guy.
They went there on some Help Me Howard shit?
Yeah, basically. Right. Yeah. They went there to go trap this nigga. So he admitted on camera saying that, these tests, they're not even that accurate. Like saying shit like talking like, who cares?
Is this a small place?
No, they did thousands of tests for people.
So who was they talking to?
What do you mean? He was talking to the owner.
How did he get in contact with the fucking owner?
Because the owner is very he's very involved with the business.
Okay.
He's owned it since like forever.
Okay.
The problem with that is we got a Sleepy Joe on our hand. The nigga's 91 years old. Yeah. And it says he still runs the lab. He shows up on site, answers phones, and meets with customers. I don't think anyone should be talking to this man.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He probably doesn't know what year it is.
I deal enough with old people to know I'm not cutting deals with them at all.
Mm-hmm. Let alone an important decision like this one.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yes. So during the conversation with this producer, he presented himself as a seasoned scientific expert. And he said that he knows that mistaken paternity tests could inflict lasting damage on people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, the producer said, what if it's the wrong guy named and you're now aborting the child of a wrong person?
Right.
And he said that has happened before. You test the white guy and the baby comes out black and the white guy's saying, what's going on here? This nigga's making jokes about it,
But this is crazy. Your business.
Yes.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
But he's talking to a potential customer like this.
But I'm pretty sure he's like, I'd have my fun.
That's insane, bro. Yeah, it sounds like he don't really give a fuck.
Right.
So then he said later on when the CBC News actually approached him and was like, hey, you remember saying that? And he was like, no, all of our tests are perfectly accurate. They there's nothing wrong. And they put him on blast, so he's changing his mind.
He's got to protect. Now he's protecting his business.
Right.
You're the one discrediting it, but
exactly
now you're protecting it. All right.
But he did stop selling paternity tests, but they said that
they don't deal solely in paternity testing.
No, they do like other medical shit too.
Okay.
But
okay. All right, fair. All right. Because I'm like, why are you like downplaying your business like that? But it has more than one facet. Okay.
But he still shouldn't be saying shit like that.
He's old. He don't give a fuck.
But yeah, so he said that he had stopped selling paternity tests because of the rising overhead costs. I think he stopped selling them because he was getting too many complaints. Yeah. Niggas is like, wait, hold up. So they said that people would pay anywhere from $800 to $1,000 for these home test kits. And he sold thousands of them.
That's a fair profit.
He's up.
Right.
He's up. So in many cases, aftershocks still ripple as parents try to make up for lost time or struggle to reveal the truth about their child's paternity. One woman, she got 2 wrong prenatal tests. So one identified the wrong biological father and ruled out the actual one. So it said that the one who isn't the biological father was the father. Right. That's what the test said.
And the one who said it wasn't.
Right.
Wow.
So my man's like, wiped the sweat off his forehead. Yeah.
He knew what he did.
All right. He was like, well,
yep, sure? That's it.
Yeah. So it pushed her to try to involve a man who wanted nothing to do with her or her child. A woman who worked for Viagard for 3 months. She was like a secretary. She was like answering phones and shit. And she said that she was coached to ask women seeking test kits about times in their menstrual cycles and dates they had sex with different men. And other experts say this information is useless for a DNA test.
Yeah, I don't see why that would.
Right.
Unless they were like helping them find the guys that they need.
Right.
Like,
but that's what he was doing. And that's what he was telling his staff to do. So it said staff would put the dates into an online ovulation calendar to narrow down the biological father. And the secretary would enter all this information to a form and she would send it to him to sign off on. And she said he would make comments like, oh, it's gotta be this one. So he's just guessing at this point. He's asking them for their menstrual cycles and who they slept with.
Is there even a test, or is this
Right.
old nigga just sitting in the back like
just counting money, son?
that guy?
Yeah.
That guy. There's no real test.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
That's crazy.
He's just like, it's gotta be that one, yeah.
But like, what kind of test is it? A swab test?
Yeah, so they have to give their DNA. So they have to they have the that finger prick thing when you go to the doctor for the blood?
No.
They never did that to you?
Mm-mm.
Where they prick your finger?
No.
And they take a little well, you don't go to the doctor enough, nigga.
I mean, they take blood. How much blood they need? They need a whole fucking vial and a prick.
Yeah, well they do the prick when it's
same
like
blood.
They do the prick when it's like when they don't need like a whole vial, they just need like a little bit for something.
That sounds like a specialty. It was like a specialist.
Nah, they did it to me.
That
a couple
doesn't sound
times.
like primary care at all.
The point is, the test asks you to do that, the
Right.
prick, and then take the blood and put it on and then you have to do a swab too.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know about this guy. I think he's in shady business.
Oh, he's most certainly in shady business, nigga.
I'm like, it's just how he conducts his business. I'm like, he's selling information or some shit like that.
Or he's just conning niggas.
Conning niggas and making them prick blood is insane.
He obviously didn't care.
Just tell him you're a psychic at this point.
He don't even care if you sitting there telling niggas they're the father and they're not. He don't give a fuck.
Man, you know, sometimes we're wrong.
Right.
That happens. So who'd you fuck last week?
yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry, sir. Oh,
I need
I'm
this.
sorry. Put it on a paper. I'm sorry.
Oh man. So that another woman, she got a prenatal test from Viaguard that said the man she tested was not the father. Okay. She then tested a different man and it said that he was the father.
Okay.
So you got man 1 is not the father. Man 2 is the father. But she went to Viaguard for these tests.
Right.
Right. So the 2 months after the birth of her daughter, she got a postnatal test at a different lab.
Okay.
And that determined that the first man that she tested, Viaguard said that there was a 0% match. He was the actual father.
You know what I think? I think they're taking advantage of like a testing that couldn't be 100% anyway. I'm pretty sure prenatal testing has to be somewhere along the lines of like 70%.
Well, actually, no. They were doctors from other organizations who said that there's no way you can fuck this up. Basically, they said if you are doing this correctly, you're gonna get like a positive match on who it should be all the time, every single time.
They're just doing it wrong.
Yes, and not giving a fuck at all. That's the problem.
And it's like, you know, we're wrong sometimes. You know, that shit happens, and the doctor's like, that's not how that works.
Yes.
Tomato.
And like I said, the man is 91 years old. He truly don't give a fuck at this point.
The fact that he's so involved, this nigga
scares me.
He's doing the test himself.
He's not. He's just fucking.
They're like, put him in a circumference. He's spinning around in a circle.
Yes. Look how fast I can go.
Sleepy Joe's getting a little dizzy. Hold on.
Yeah, yo. I don't know what the fuck he's doing with the test, but he's not doing it correctly. So he suggested the guy who owns the Viaguard.
Centrifuge.
Yeah, the Centrifuge
That's
guy.
a circumference.
The Centrifuge guy. He suggests that the customers are to blame.
Tell me more about this.
He's saying that they gathered their samples incorrectly. So it's their fault.
All the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's their fault, not his.
Whatever.
But also, if you got the test, they brought the test back and it was incorrect.
There's room for error with at home, though.
Right. So, but wouldn't you notice that? Like, hey, I don't have enough material to complete this test. I need you to come back
and do it again.
And do it again. Do it right. No, you just said, fuck it.
It's like, yo, this is the answers. This is what I got.
It's that guy.
It's got to be Joe Blow. He is the lover man.
I think he was taking pictures of all the men they slept with and throwing darts at that shit. And whoever it landed on, that's the father.
That's the daddy right there.
That's the dad, yo. So one doctor said that the type of test Viaguard uses requires having enough of the mother's blood to be able to extract some of the fetus's DNA.
Right.
So they're saying there's no way you could complete this with that little prick of blood. You need like an actual vial of blood.
Right.
So what the fuck are you having these people do?
So you couldn't even really do it at home.
No.
So yeah, he's taking advantage of
this is kangaroo court.
Right. No. He's taking advantage of a market.
Yes.
That doesn't exist because it can't exist.
Right.
Fair play.
Is it?
Fair play.
Is it?
Yo, if I had to do a prenatal test and I looked up prenatal tests and it was like, yo, in order to receive at 100% whatever, you need a vial of blood, and this nigga sent me something to get a prick with, I'm be like,
that's sus.
I should probably do my research.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't think they did do their research. They probably went, they trusted this guy because he's a doctor.
Right.
And they're like, well, if you say that's...
Doctor? The old man's a doctor?
Yeah.
Don't they take an oath?
Well, he's not killing anyone. He's just ruining their life.
Yo, House would never.
Yeah, he wouldn't. There was another story of this one guy from Atlanta. He said he bought a house, he bought a car. He started preparing for the sudden reality that he was about to become a father. He was like, I got to get my shit together. I got to provide for my kid, all this shit. He said his family even jumped into support to help him. And they even threw his mom a grandmother shower. So gay.
Like, the fuck?
So after the birth, he started having troubles with his baby moms, and they ended up going to court for custody. So
this nigga was determined to take care of this kid.
Yeah.
That wasn't his.
So he hired a lawyer, and he spent about $20,000 in a legal custody battle with the mother for this kid. And without telling him, and he even got the kid's name tatted on him. The kid's name was Travis, and he had it like right here. Yeah,
this is despicable.
Travis. Yeah. So so he spent all that money. They went to court for custody. Without telling him, she got a postnatal paternity test from a different place, not from Viaguard.
During the Friday for custody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turns out he's not the father. So
somebody going to court with me. We gonna have to get a refund somehow.
So the crazy thing is that she broke the news to him through text. She ain't even call a nigga. She ain't even
that shit would drive me up the fucking wall.
Yeah. I was like, damn, she couldn't even give the nigga a call or nothing. Like,
I
that's
would
crazy.
break something, yo.
Yeah, she texted him it, yo.
Oh my God. Yo, text me that. My next text is going to be on my way.
Or prepare yourself. Yeah,
I would be
that's
heated.
Yeah, nah, I was like, he deserves that. He deserves to at least have that conversation face to face. Like, I changed my whole life around.
It's not her fault though.
It's not her fault, but I'm just saying. Clearly, they already had problems because they're going through a legal custody battle.
Right, but then you know what? You had to know something because why you went and got a fucking postnatal.
Yeah, she
test.
She was probably like, you know what? I don't
even think you the daddy.
Right.
I don't even think you the daddy.
So actually, the tattoo that said Travis and now says travesty. He got it.
Fair enough.
He got it redone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How old was the kid?
The kid was like 2 or something like that.
Oh yeah. 2. If you 2 and I find out I'm not your dad, I'm walking out on you.
Damn.
If you 2, I find out I'm not your dad.
But I mean, 2 years.
It was cool on with you.
It's a good amount of time to build a rapport and a bond with that. That kid is already talking, probably calling you daddy at this point.
My name is Parrish now.
Oh shit! Damn.
You can call me P. You can even call me Uncle.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I'm not your daddy.
I'm not your daddy.
But you know, what would be your cutoff age? Where you'd be like, you know what? I'm just gonna raise this kid.
Bro, I think like
I don't have one.
Like 4. Nah. Like 4. I'd probably be like, damn, because they're already big
but
enough.
Like real talk. Like really give it some thought. Like
yeah, because that's the age that. Like
I don't want you to think about what you would do or what you think you should do. Like really, like what are you going to do?
I'd be heavily conflicted, bro. I can't even say because I don't know. But I'm thinking about like my bond with my kid when he's at certain ages.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. And if they're like a baby, oh yeah, I could easily walk out. I could easily. I'm fucking heliing out. I'm gone. Yeah, just fucking and while I'm going by. But when they're like talking and
now 2 years old, I would have no regard.
Damn, I don't know.
They're gonna forget all of it. I don't remember anything from being 2.
Me neither. But I mean, I guess when you think about it that way, yeah. But like I'm thinking of like they already know me. They know who I am.
Yeah.
We have this bond. I've known you for 2 years. Like, but then again, I've been at jobs for less time. So it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. But I definitely feel a way. So
I would hate the mom so much.
Yeah, but it's not her fault, like you said. It's Viagard's fault for giving her false results. They sent her after you because they told her that you were the father.
Yeah.
It's their fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to open a case on them, man.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably
I'm gonna need some retribution for sure.
Well, the crazy thing is the Standards Council of Canada, the SCC, removed Viagard's accreditation in 2015. Doesn't matter because they stopped selling paternity tests and all that shit.
Right.
Unfortunately, they're actually still in business. They offer
that wouldn't put them out of business.
They offer DNA breeding tests for dogs now.
I wouldn't trust those either.
You bring in a little Shih Tzu. It says it's a German Shepherd.
This old nigga's just grabbing him by the nuts. Yeah.
I think that's a Great Dane. Yeah, I think it might be. Nah, I wouldn't trust that shit.
That is clearly a poodle.
Yeah. So, but they clearly haven't shut down. That's the problem. So I don't know if there's any ongoing.
I think they do much more business, and that's just a very small facet.
Yeah, they do other medical testing and services, but you'd think something as big as that would turn like majority of their business off. Like if you fucking shit up like that, I would not go there. I'd be like, well, even if I'm not there to get a paternity test. Like I can't trust you with anything else.
Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Like, so whoever's still doing business with them is crazy.
They must got some good rapport.
There ain't no rapport that good, nigga.
Obviously there is.
That's insane to me, bro.
But yeah, I wouldn't trust them.
Nah. Yeah, but those are my two news stories for today. I did have one that I was going to talk about with about the Jonathan Majors case.
Oh,
because they're giving him probation. But I just thought it was a little fucked up how the details of the story, like how media and